Well, hello. Um, Happy Independence Day to all my Americans. This is something I haven't done in a while, live stream. Um, I know some years ago I used to do this fairly often, and now I don't really do it much at all. But yeah, I just thought I'd get on here for a while. Yeah, hello. That's somebody in the chat and watching, so that's cool. But yeah, uh, obviously living in Iowa, Central Standard Time here. It's past 12, past 12:30. So I just wanted to quickly come on and just say hello, happy Independence Day, and so in a few hours, for as the other time zones change for the rest of the country where it is. I know that right now that's not necessarily uh, well, thank you. Much love to you. Uh, yeah. I don't often have too many people comment in the chat if there's a live stream going on, so that's something. Also, usually it's I'm talking about movies, but for right now, I mean, obviously I have a video coming up for Friday, but yeah, no movie to talk about today, really. Though I guess it could be like, watch any movies particular on Independence Day. Um, I guess Independence Day from 1996 would be a big one for people. Um, I think Jaws would be pretty good because Fourth of July is celebrated. Um, as well, I guess Zodiac. Though those are two fairly dark movies that take place, with the content that goes on uh, in those movies. So yeah, I'm using my phone too, so I'm sorry if something's a bit off and I'm not totally centered. I've only done a live stream from my phone a few times, so it's interesting for sure, I think. But yeah, um, obviously there's a lot of smoke in the air, so I'm trying to limit myself for going outside because of Canadian fires. I hope anybody who lives in those areas are fine, safe. Um, but thankfully, the smoke has died down a bit, so that's always good. Um, eh, well, thank you. I'm glad that the camera angle looks good. Uh, try to be as center as I can, yeah, but sometimes you just work with what you can. Um, I got some new movies, um, yeah, so I'll probably maybe this month probably have another update thing about some movies I got, especially since I got a couple of Criterion movies from the Barnes and Noble sale. I usually only get a couple because I would love to, you know, just buy as much as you possibly can, but I know that wouldn't be very good in the long run because it's like, where'd my money go? Oh, uh, but yeah, one movie I got. I don't want to reveal what it is yet, but it's one that I have multiple copies of already. So yeah, and another is a film I have on Blu-ray and DVD, but this one is a upgrade, has 4K and two Blu-ray discs, so combo. And yeah, I've begun to get more Arrow uh, video films or films from them. Yeah, Oh, hello. Yes, happy 4th of July, Zach. Yeah, Bully is there earlier. I don't think the guy's a bully, just the name of his username. But yeah, I like to sometimes just watch movies before nightfall when fireworks are go off. But of course, leading up to the 4th of July, like the end of June, people usually shoot off fireworks, and then that lasts until like a few days after Independence Day. I'm sure that probably happens to wherever you live. Uh, it's kind of nice though to see sometimes. Though of course the smoke in the air, you know, not just this year, but just sort of in general. That the smoke from all the fireworks after they're all done, they kind of uh, get you know can get a bit smoky. Airstrike inbound. Well, and sometimes it's not. That doesn't seem to be too far off because it does seem like sometimes afterwards it's all smoky and stuff. Like, did some big bomb go off or whatever? It's very interesting to uh, see just the various fireworks. Some are really awesome, and some are kind of like might look nice, but yeah, they go. Yeah, yeah. They finally stopped where you are. Yeah, yeah same here. Like about 45 minutes, maybe an hour ago, they kind of ceased. Maybe a couple popped off here or there, but really, as it got closer to midnight, it has ceased, which is kind of interesting. I was out there, so yeah, fireworks more like gunshots or bombs all day in America. And well, in some areas of the country, it's a very, very true sentiment. Unfortunately, but I try not to go in those areas. And of course, there are good people that live there, but unfortunately, some areas in America, they're like, unless you need to actually go there for go to a certain town or a side of town for a very particular reason, you generally would kind of avoid it if you can. Um, uh, and same as everywhere in the world, there's always towns and places where it's like, I'd rather not be here, or if I'm going to be in this city or town, I'd rather not go to this particular side because I I like living, and so I want to live as long as I can. But yeah, been writing and all that good stuff. Air support inbound. Well, that's always a good thing. Air support's always a is always good. Um, yeah, it's always funny to just kind of think of UAVs. Oh, good. It's always good to know certain places, so that way if you're traveling or going somewhere, you know where to avoid certain towns or cities, or if you have to go through them or to some town or city, I guess wherever you're going. Yeah, Black Ops 3. Yeah, I haven't played Call of Duty in quite some time. Those are some fun games. I know a lot of people like they kind of got repetitive, but I don't know. It's a war game. There's only so much you can really do. Virginia is a more of a war zone with fireworks, so Iowa isn't too bad. Of course, I live in Des Moines, so people are gonna just be shooting them off, even though uh, there's certain things that you are supposed to do and all that. I'm making a video discussing. Yeah, some things in the world are just are unfortunate, especially when people try to live their own lives, and sometimes if you fit in a certain group, and then other people are within that group with you, or at least would fit, or I guess in some cases might be debatable. It's unfortunate because then sort of everybody just kind of gets lumped in, sort of like a generational thing, like oh, all Generation Xers are like this, or all millennials are like this, and so on and so forth. Like, that's unfortunate. Uh, yeah, probably is most game. Yeah, that's true. A lot of things aren't as good as they used to be. I think that's a thing that happens as we get older and we look at the world. Something that were really good at the time are very good. Um, some things don't age well, um, but many things are pretty good. Like many video games of the past were really good. Um, some are like around 2007 or 8. A lot of the great video games sort of weren't as good anymore. Like around that time was when things sort of halted. Movies are still good. Yeah, there's still a good amount of good movies that get make it or made anymore. I'm gonna see Oppenheimer when that comes out. So obviously, I still have a lot of movies shelf over there. But in non-movie kind of form, I like to shift it a little bit over here. Oh, yeah, I've gotten to where I've watched Jaws a lot for the 4th of July. It's obviously, again, as I mentioned earlier, Independence Day does occur in the movie, so it is fairly appropriate. No fireworks, but that's all right, I think, considering everything that's going on. I guess for the town of Amity, fireworks are the least of their worries of whether they have them or not. But you know, Yankee Doodle Dandy is a good movie too. It's one of those few musicals I really like. Um, I've mentioned before, not the biggest musical fan. Uh, yeah, San Andreas and GTA 4 are probably like the best games in GTA. I would agree with that. Um, yeah, I really enjoy those games. I've actually replayed Grand Theft Auto 4 recently. Um, so many people talk about San Andreas, and I'm like, I get it. It's a great game. Uh, it's fantastic. Um, but at the same time, it's like sometimes it's like so many people have talked about. It's like, what can you really say about it that hasn't been said? It's like, well, I don't know. I like I like those games, uh, uh, like Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto 5 was fine. Uh, I like it. But I don't know. I know a lot of people are not happy with online. That seems to be a big priority for Rockstar. And I get it. From a business point of view, it does make sense to sort of keep that going as long as you can until the money starts to dwindle. And if people keep playing it and buying stuff for that game, and they're not gonna just stop updating it or anything. Red Dead Redemption 2, them online for that game's online stuff. That really isn't much of a thing. I mean, there are people who play online, but a lot of the stuff isn't all that. Uh, yeah, yeah. Grand Theft Auto 5 had a pretty good story. Um, Definitely had fun missions. Um, of course, I guess going off of from a very realistic and dark game like Grand Theft Auto 4, maybe for some it was fairly jarring. Um, yeah, Red Dead Red Dead's ending is sad. Yeah, sometimes sad endings happen, but redemption did happen for those characters. So at least at least the title didn't lie to everybody. Um, that's always unfortunate when a title just lies of something like like redemption. He's like, will there be a redemption? And if there is none, it's like, oh well, thanks. But those are good games. Red Dead Redemption 2 was very good. It's unfortunate how Grand Theft Auto 6 will be pushed back due to obviously the leaks that happened. Um, they they definitely that definitely pushed things back a bit because of how you know people saw things that they weren't meant to see, like things were not complete. Um, of course, I guess since there was so little information about Grand Theft Auto 6, a lot of people were interested in. So somebody who hacked Rockstar and all that got that. That's unfortunate. Um, you know, but I just hope the game is really good. It's been so many years since there has been a new Grand Theft Auto game. Well, on a yeah, Arthur for the first few times. Yeah, Arthur is a very good character. John was a good character. It's really cool how the second film or the second game of that series was a prequel. It happens with movies sometimes. Like Temple of Doom is a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark. But yeah, it's one of those things where you just try to you know it's a very good game, very uh, well told story. Um, and honestly, I think with like Grand Theft Auto 4, replaying it, I don't know if I have ever really concrete had a favorite game. I think I said Super Mario World once or twice, which is a great game too. That's classic. But I think Grand Theft Auto 4 might be my favorite game. I just love the story and the characters, and also the expansion is great. Those I have the episodes of Liberty City or from Liberty City. Um, those were good. Um, expansions also. Kind of wish Grand Theft Auto 5 had such expansions for like single player. I think that would have been cool. Yeah. Anyway, I hope. Yeah, I'm not gonna really do any like videoing stuff for the 4th of July because you know, as fun as that is to see all the fireworks, at the same time, where I live, and there's a lot of trees and stuff. Let's go bowling. Yes, thank you, Roman. Uh, but yeah, with with Canadian smoke uh, from the fires, smoke from the Canadian fires. I'm gonna like elect not to film this year because even though I'll be able to see the fireworks at the same time as like going outside, you know, just to out in on your lawn or whatever. It's like you gotta really make sure that you're not out there too long. I mean, I like to be outside as much as possible in the spring and summer because it's nice. Um, Here in Iowa, we get a lot of humidity, which I know in some parts of the country that doesn't really happen much. Like if you, I guess if one lives near like the an ocean, uh, Atlantic, Pacific, Gulf of Mexico, you know, and you don't have too much of a humidity problem. Um, but in other states, humidity is a big thing, and we definitely get it here. Thankfully, though, humidity hasn't been all that bad here. Um, it's been a little humid, but nothing to be complaining about. You know, and you know, we, oh, that sounds interesting. But yeah, um, I've been pretty good. Oh, well, yeah. Flies do that too. Yeah, flies will do that. A lot of bugs, especially summertime and spring. Just part of living during those seasons. Uh, I'm used to extreme heat and uh, humidity and extreme cold in the winter. Of course, being used to something doesn't necessarily mean you like it. It's just you're used to it. You grew up in that environment. I was born and raised here in Iowa, so I'm used to that. Um, but yeah, I really enjoy um, Independence Day. I'm used to extreme cold. Yeah, yeah, me too. When it's like December and January and even February, uh, February, I can talk sometimes. I it gets very cold. I was in the negative degrees. Uh, Hopefully, they'll keep some people who are annoying out. People who are live in where it's very warm all the time. It's like hopefully they'll won't come to you know my state because well in the winter it's not going to be very pleasant for you. So I'll probably repel some people. Um, Writing and having a good time. Cold showers hit hard. Oh yeah, summer night after it's been incredibly hot. You go in the shower and it's just cold. Yeah, that's. Well, it would feel good though. I'm sure some people would be like, "That's insane," but if it's incredibly hot and humid, also doesn't seem like an insane idea. Um, people, people are very interesting. Been trying to get some people together to help uh, my movie, which is always tough, but you know, still working at it. I know there are people who will help me, so it's good. Somebody who said, "Oh, I sent a pitch deck, uh, did them to send to somebody, and haven't heard from them, so I'll have to see about that person again to contact them. I'd probably just flat out ask, well, who is this person? I'll reach out to them, directly. It's from somebody who I've known on like LinkedIn. They'll like help people who will get you know, get people going if they need assistance, which will be very nice. There are people who uh, I've worked on some movies on and short stuff, but sometimes people are interested in certain things, and so like certain genres. The people I've worked with before primarily interested in stuff like horror and comedy, and I like that. Um, for me, I've written primarily dramas. You know, I'm sure there's some humorous stuff like said here or there, like little lines that are funny, but I'm not somebody who is all that great at writing full on comedy. I've realized that. I I know my limits, but I do my best to try and like if there's something going on, like if or maybe like something that gets perhaps too heavy or dark, maybe try to say something to lighten the mood, or have a character say that. So try to have a good balance. Just depends on whatever I'm working on. Uh, and I'd like to direct my own stuff as much as I can because talk to somebody who might perhaps direct something of mine. And when we were talking, it was like, yeah, this is like they would want to take the story somewhere where it wasn't kind of fit to be. It's like you're going a bit out there, and I'm like, I don't want that. Uh, okay, but yeah, it's like do your best to talk to people and make connections to assist you with certain things. They making videos. Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, some people are really good at making videos and just sitting there and talking is pretty good. But everybody, is different. Some people like to just be behind a microphone, and there you go. Just depends on the person. Everyone's different. Um, I obviously show my face, um, but others don't. And it could be a personal thing too. Like not too fond of being in front of cameras, which admittedly I'm not always the biggest fan of that. It really just depends on what's going on and if I like to be on camera or not. But yeah, anyway, talked about a variety of things. Almost 20, almost 28 minutes. So I think that will wrap it up. I think we're good. Talk about a bunch of stuff. Uh, and it's Independence Day. Again, hope everybody will have a great Independence Day. Hope all will be well with you, my fellow Americans. And if you're not an American, well, I hope you'll have a great day anyway. So please take care. Hope you're all having a great holiday if you celebrate 4th of July. I just hope you'll have a great day anyway. If you don't, and if you yeah, hope your week is going well, and I hope you'll continue to have a excellent week. We'll see you all next time. Bye. Oh boy, doing this from my phone. Oh, just hit the X. Okay. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Well, that's a good question. I believe that is yes. Bye, everybody who has watched and well, watched live as well as will watch later when it's not. Take care.